Кони вёрст рвут наметом, нам свобода дорога. Через прорезь пулемета я ищу в степи врага. Анархия, мама, сынов своих рубит. Анархия, мама, не продаст. Свинцовым дождем врага приколотит. Анархия, мама, за нас застрачу огнем кинжальный.
Hello lads and viewers, what's the story? Today we're going to be talking about something I view as very important, right? Since you lot are fucking normies watching Andrew Tate and Joe Rogan in your free time, let me drop a wee bit of a red pill on you, right? Let me tell you about something that I think is very important, about Anarcho-Syndicalism. So what is Anarcho-Syndicalism? Well, for the uninitiated, Anarcho-Syndicalism is an ideology, a socialist ideology, not communist, a socialist ideology, implying that its democratic nature, right? But it's not just any socialist ideology. It combines the statehood of the communist system of government and the workers owning the means of production of an anarchist state of government. So it's a free combination of a communist and anarchist state, right? And a communist and anarchist state might seem like an oxymoron combined, but let me explain it to you, right? So and this is why I think anarcho-syndicalism is a very good way for workers to get out of the capitalist hamster wheel and establish a system of government where the workers own the means of production, right? I'm no fucking socialist myself. I'd say I'm more of a social democrat, but these systems are very, radical to me. They seem very interesting to me, right? And I just wanted to, so basically, anarcho-syndicalism, right? Think of it like Reddit, right? Yeah, and think of an anarcho-capitalist state as YouTube. Anarcho-anarchism is basically the same thing as anarcho-syndicalism, but with the profit motives being the leader of the country instead of the people's will. And the YouTubes are just like that. They're the profit incentive driving the company forward. So there's no leader. The CEO, Susan Wojcicki, doesn't really control YouTube, right? The people who control YouTube are the sponsors, the people who sponsor people, the creators, to make YouTube videos, driving the profit incentive, make YouTube richer and keeping YouTube stable, because without it no one benefits, right? No one benefits, not even themselves. They don't benefit, Susan don't benefit, the fucking creators don't benefit, because YouTube ain't giving out money no more. That's just how it is. But an anarcho-syndicalist form of government would be something like Reddit, right? So Reddit, it's the front page of the fucking internet, right? It's a big fucking website, it's a big company, but there's no leader, right? The CEO, Mr. fucking Aaron Schwartz, right? He just lies back, he says, but you don't need to do one. Like, well, I know he's not the CEO, but like, whoever the CEO of fucking Reddit is, he just lays back and do fucking nothing, right? The people who actually run, technically, Reddit are the mods, but there's a difference between running something and moderating it, which is the difference between a communist state of government and an anarcho-adjacent state of government, because communist states, they run things, right? They run things. There's a leader, there's a party, the leader, it runs the country, it owns the means of production and redistributes it to the workers. But in an anarchist state, there's moderators who make sure, but the workers still own the means of production. They just make sure that the workers do. They just make sure that no one's greedy enough to take over the means of production and hoard money, create capital, and drive economic incentive for the workers in order for them to survive. This is why Reddit is like anarcho-syndicalism, because there's only moderators. People post whatever they want. And subreddit would be like a syndicate. People post whatever they want, there's rules, and the moderators enforce the rules, but they don't dictate what you're allowed to post and what you're not allowed to post. Really, they just say you can post whatever, just do this certain kind of way to make sure that everyone benefits and is able to keep the fucking website from it being irrelevant and being a shithole that people have to leave to fucking bitch shoot or something. That's why even Nazis get to thrive on Reddit, because no one is stopping them from doing anything. There's moderators all over the fucking place, but you know they sure, there are some dickhead moderators that, you know, give you the hammer for anything, but you don't really run into them that often, and you know, they hold no real power. They don't get paid to be in power. What keeps you in power is the fact, in a real dictatorship, is the fact that you're getting paid or getting some kind of profit for it. If you're a leader or a moderator for the sake of being a leader or a moderator, you gain nothing from it, and hence your motivations tend to be more true, I guess, to what you're doing. So anarcho-syndicalism, this is why it's like Reddit, because it's a country without a state. Well, anarchism is a country without a state. Anarchism opposes the state in any way, shape or form. But how anarcho-syndicalism creates an oxymoron that actually fucking works is by integrating the material reality of capitalist state with the hope for an anarchist state, non-state, by creating this intermediate, which is anarcho-syndicalism, which is a country without a state or a leader. It's a country run by syndicates, which are the moderators of this country. They moderate, you know, they make sure that the workers own the means of production. They make sure no one hoards wealth. They make sure that there is no reason for there to be a economic monetary incentive for anyone to do any of those things. They make sure everyone gets you know, universal income. They make sure of things like that. They enforce the rules. You know, there's rules to any society, but you know, they constantly get replaced, they constantly shift, they constantly get voted out, and there's no one leader who fuck everything up to hoard everything for himself. You know, and that's how it works, you know. That's how it starts out. You start off with a fucking shithole capitalist country where you have to work to earn money to be able to afford basic human rights like food and shelter, right? And then you end up, right, you overthrow these people and you replace them with syndicates, so everything stays the same, but the means of production. So the way your Nikes get made, Nikes, the way your fucking runners get made, whatever. I'm an Adidas man, you know how this Russians and stuff fucking they make sure that well, basically everything that's made, everything that you buy, right, there's still money in a society like this, is made by you, and you know, and you know how it's made, you know what goes into it, and you know, you feel like you're in control of it. That's the whole thing. That's owning the means of production. It's not some weird fucking convoluted shit. This is why I don't use words like bourgeoisie and proletariat. Right, those are fucking cringe ass commie words. I just say it how it is. And yeah, right. So to put it simply, if you're at this point, TLDR, the difference between communism and anarcho-syndicalism, although aesthetically they seem the same, is that communism is a totalitarian state of a country where there's one ruler, one party that controls and redistributes the means of production to people. I already explained what that is. Anarcho-syndicalist is where it's like, which is like, if you put it in website terms, that would be like something like Tumblr, right? Something like I don't know, YouTube during the adpocalypse, you know, where there's lots of censorship. Something like Twitter would be a totalitarian, what you call it, 1984 George Orwell communist government. But a website like Reddit would be more of an anarcho-syndicalism. Would be more of an anarcho-syndicalist type of government, where there is still a state, But there's moderators that make sure the workers own the means of production through trade unions and things like that. They know how their shite is being made, and they're able to have all their rights, like, you know, freedom of expression and freedom of speech, because these moderators only really enforce their material conditions. They don't really enforce anything external, so you can pretty much do whatever you want, unless you're a fascist or a Nazi and you try to, which is the complete opposite to this, right? And you're trying to undermine this, so the rules don't align with you, so your account gets banned, and it says you've been removed from this community. I'm not doing the Slavoj Žižek, I'm just kind of sick. You get removed from this community, and you're not allowed to post again, or you're still allowed to view the community, you know, from the prison walls and stuff, but you're not allowed to post on that community. You're not allowed to leave comments or updates or anything like that, or give out awards, right? And you could just go to a different community where the same shit will happen to you. That's actually why I like Reddit so much, and that's why I compare it to anarcho-syndicalism. Even though it's a bunch of commie shit, I pretty much think that it's like kind of based, you know, every argument conservatives have against socialism is kind of destroyed by this kind of system. You know, there's no statelessness, there's no like complete anarchy, but at the same time, all of this good shit that comes with it, like free education, controlling the means, controlling your labor, controlling the means of production, you know, you have that as well. So it's a win-win, you know what I mean? And just because it has a communist-y kind of element to it, it doesn't really change much, right? So it's obviously a preferable alternative to capitalism as it is now, especially in Ireland, especially in America, but in Ireland as well, given that we're more of a social democratic state. I think how much have I been rambling on for? 5 minutes, isn't it? Well, I'd say I put it kind of well. So if you know you want to get red pilled a wee bit more and find out about other ideologies, I'd explain other shit as well. Right, I only kind of explained anarcho-capitalism, communism, and anarcho-syndicalism, but you know, I didn't explain what social democracy is. I didn't explain what anarchism is, you know, not the state that we live in and how it intertwines and all of this shit, right? I didn't explain how we can implement an anarcho-syndicalist government in Ireland. But if I get, let's say, 10 likes on this video, well, let's be honest, I don't fucking have to. I'll make the video anyway about how we can implement this kind of system in Ireland. Maybe I'll educate myself a wee bit more, you know. I've only started recently finding about these ideas, like a year ago or something, because I was always like a milquetoast fucking social democrat. Given that I'm a big boy now, just legal age already for a good while, so. But anyways, yeah, that was it. So see you lads in the next video, where I red pill you even fucking more somehow, I don't know. Good luck to you. Stay safe. And don't be a fascist, please. For God's sake, don't be a fucking fascist. Or a conservative. Or an anarcho-capitalist. Or tanky. Or a libertarian.